Good morning and namaste to everyone. It's a pleasure to join all of you in this important virtual seminar for launch of the second edition of IDF's Bulletin on School Milk Programs. Today also happens to be the World School Milk Day. That makes it all the more special. I'm also happy that IDF has shown interest in learning about school milk programs of India. Before I take you through the details of the school milk programs in our country, I would request our chairman, National Dairy Development Board, Sri Dilip Rath, for his remarks on this important occasion.
I am happy to join all of you on the launch of the second edition of International Dairy Federation's Bulletin on School Milk Program. As we all know, milk is a complete food and a vital constituent of a balanced diet. It is rich in various macro and micronutrients like protein, vitamins and various minerals which are essential for maintaining good health. Numerous studies have shown that regular milk consumption by children improves their health, cognitive parameters and reduces nutritional deficiencies. Children are the future of our world and proper nutrition is vital for their healthy development. Nelson Mandela had once famously said, and I quote, "There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children," unquote. Although India has abundant availability of milk and food grains, malnutrition, especially amongst children, continues to be a major health concern. National Dairy Development Board, India, has been promoting introduction of school milk program as a conscious measure to improve child nutrition on the one hand and to provide market access to millions of our small dairy farmers on the other. With an aim to address malnutrition, NDDB has established NDDB Foundation for Nutrition, NFN, for providing milk to school children. NFN, in partnership with various public institutions, corporates and dairy cooperatives, would continue to use milk as a tool to address malnutrition to ensure a better future of our children and our nation. As part of our nutrition initiative, NDDB is celebrating National Nutrition Month in September every year to spread the message of nutrition throughout the country. Thank you.
Welcome back again. I thank Chairman NDDB for his remarks, and as he said, school milk programs means investing in future of India. Before I develop on the school milk programs of our country, let us have a brief overview of India. India is a home to 1.3 billion people, about 18% of the world's population, which is living in only 2.5% of the world's land area. And 472 million children under the age of 18 years, it's about 40% of the total population. And we have students which are enrolled from 6 to 15 years of about 240 million. So you can say that India is fairly a young country. Malnutrition in India is very prevalent. Stunting, wasting or severe wasting, underweight, these are the prominent markers of malnutrition. And as you can see from the graph, malnutrition among children under 5 in India has significantly declined over the past decade. However, as a country, we need to keep making continuous efforts to accelerate improvements towards ensuring health and well-being of our children. The malnutrition in the country, to address this issue, we have a multidimensional approach, and the government is also, addressing this problem through this multidimensional approach. The various schemes which Government of India has launched for curbing this malnutrition are Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, which involves a direct cash transfer of about 6,000 rupees to the pregnant woman. We also have a scheme called Poshan Abhiyan, which aims to reduce the stunting, undernutrition, anemia, and low birth weight in babies for better monitoring and improved community mobilization. We also have a National Food Security Act, which makes food accessible to everyone, and the nutritional security for the most vulnerable class of our people is addressed, making access to food as a legal right. We also have a scheme addressing these school milk children in way of midday meal schemes. The program supplies free lunches on all working days to children in both primary and upper primary classes in the government schools. So if you closely look at the Sustainable Development Goals, all these schemes which I told, they have a significant role to play in attaining zero hunger or good health and well-being, thus heading towards again achieving global nutrition targets by 2030. Reaching children through milk via different schemes is, as you can see, one of the important focused area for our country. The lack of adequate nutrition can create long-lasting and very often permanent physiological changes in the children. Therefore, meeting these nutritional needs in early growth years becomes very important. Recognizing the contribution of milk in improving the nutritional status in our children, the government has developed policies and programs to promote milk consumption at this formative age. The various state-level initiatives for distribution of milk and milk products to children under 5 years through Anganwadis, which is the rural child care centers. We also have distribution of milk through the midday meal scheme, which I told earlier, and it is perhaps the world's largest school milk program. We also have initiatives such as gift milk programs, which is being carried out by NDDB. It works as hand in hand in the various government programs through channelizing the CSR allocations. If we see the milk consumption versus availability in our country, first let me focus on our journey on the dairy sector. It's a remarkable journey. We have spent more than 5 decades and the relentless efforts which have been put by both the government and NDDB in the form of programs like Operation Flood, then the Perspective Plan, and now National Dairy Plan. It has led to the nutritional self-reliance. Currently, if we see the per capita milk availability, it is about 415 grams, which is higher than the RDA recommended by ICMR, which is close to 300 grams per day. So while the availability of milk has increased in our country, the capacity has been translated into an increase in the consumption of milk among all population classes equally. If we see the bottom half, total population in monthly per capita expenditure classes, it accounts for 30% of the total liquid milk consumed both in urban and rural areas. Whereas the top 20% population of MPCE consumes about 1/3 of total quantity of liquid milk both in rural as well as urban areas. So, which means that higher income groups generally consume more milk and lower income groups, they consume less milk in terms of the quantity. So all the safety net programs which we are talking, like school milk programs, are necessary to make available milk to the weaker socio-economic section of our population. Let me focus now on the school milk programs in India. Various states like Gujarat, Haryana, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, they have initiated regular school milk programs in our country. Together, more than 15 million children across around 30,000 schools have been reached through all these interventions. The milk supply is coordinated with the help of state and the district level milk cooperatives and federations, and different variants of milk like fortified pasteurized milk or the sterilized milk or flavored milk which is fortified with vitamins or the sweetened milk powder as per the individual policy of the states is being supplied in the schools. And under the major school milk programs in India, if you see, Gujarat covers about close to 1 million children, Haryana about 500,000, Karnataka 6 million, MP also covers about 5 million, and Rajasthan again about 6 million children. All these states, they target the age group of 6 to 14 years, I think only with the exception of Madhya Pradesh where the target group is 6 to 10 years. So the different states have different models of providing milk or milk products on either on all working days or alternatively on alternate working days. The milk supply initiatives by our state government, apart from school milk programs, they have also taken initiatives to supply milk and milk products to children in Anganwadis, which I told earlier, there are the rural child care centers. Moreover, a product like sweet kheer, which is a type of pudding which is fortified balmutam, mix of wheat, split chickpeas, milk powder, oil, because we also need the fat source, and sugar. They are also provided to children in some of the states. Now let me focus on the gift milk program which NDDB initiated. National Dairy Development Board during its golden jubilee year in 2015 and 16 established the NDDB Foundation of Nutrition, which is commonly known as NFN, keeping the objectives of improving malnutritional indices of our children in mind. Its mission is a glass of milk for every child. With special, it has a special focus on the girl children, and it is our firm belief that a stronger child means a stronger country. NFN's mandate is to distribute various flavors of 200 ml of flavored milk, which is fortified with vitamin A and D, for the government school children in the age group of maybe 5 to 15 years on all school working days, under the CSR assistance of various public sector units and the corporates. NFN only acts as a licensing agent, so there are donors under the CSR programs. The dairy cooperatives and producer companies, they are our partners for supplying milk or milk products, and the schools are also our partner for proper implementation of the program. Since inception, NFN has covered around 60,000 students which are studying in more than 150 government schools under the CSR assistance. Let me say that out of these beneficiaries, almost 50% of them are the girls, and NFN has served more than 8.5 million child milk days, throughout the year. The child milk days is one child getting a glass of milk every day. Then let us see the impact of the gift milk program which was initiated by NFN. We have encouraging results from under the program. I would like to share the impact results of one of our program which we implemented in Latehar district in the state of Jharkhand. The study was conducted by the Rajendra Institute of Medical Sciences at Ranchi. It was planned in 4 phases. So we started with a baseline assessment to understand the socioeconomic and nutritional status of the children before we implement the program. Then we have interventional phase where we provided 200 ml of flavored pasteurized stone milk fortified with vitamin A and D, and it was distributed to the school children. And then we have a first impact study. After 1 year of the milk distribution, to understand the effect of regular milk consumption on the children. We again carried out impact study 2 after distribution of milk for 2 successive years to understand the sustained benefits of regular milk consumption for 2 years. The study was carried out to understand the impact of milk consumption on various aspects of some following domains of study, like socio-demographic profile, what is the milk consumption habits, the health profile including anthropometry and biochemical investigation, and also the cognitive assessment in terms of IQ and DQ. As you can see from the graph, there is a marked improvement in the stunting levels, low BMI. There is increase in attendance just after 1 year of intervention, and the major findings after 2 years of milk distribution proved the sustained benefits of regular milk consumption. The absenteeism decreased progressively in the intervention schools from 36% to 23%. 72% of the normal height in the intervention was observed versus 64% normal height in the control schools. The children reporting any illness in the past 24 hours were less in the intervention schools as compared to the control schools. So it's 17% versus 23%. Now let us focus on the challenges which are there in the school milk programs. So the first challenge is the accessibility to remote areas, considering the perishable nature of milk and the vast geographical country we have. The milk is perishable, we all know, and reaching milk in the remote areas becomes a very costly affair, considering the requirement of longer shelf life of milk or maintenance of a cold chain throughout the distribution network. The another challenge which we are facing is setting up of a plastic waste disposable system for the pouches which we are supplying. The setting up of this collection system is a challenge considering the small quantities involved and also the geographic spread of the schools. Another challenge is making milk distribution cost effective compared to the school mills for large coverage of the children. The cost of a milk pouch per child comes out to be higher than the cost of milk provided as a part of the school milk programs. Nonetheless, considering the nutrient richness of milk, its importance in a diet for the children cannot be denied. Therefore, the technological interventions would help to make a serve per child more economical. The last challenge which we have identified is a single institutional model through successful, though very successful, may not be universally appropriate. So India is a country, which has a large diversity, and it has a varied topographic, demographic and socio-economic conditions. Thus a single institutional model, though successful in one area, it may not be universally appropriate. And these are some of the learnings from our experiences. The educational and behavioral approach, though through the awareness programs, including the competitions like drawing, essay, quiz, etc., talks, informative posters, etc., helps reaching the benefits of milk consumption to maximum children. It also helps to increase the involvement of the children with the program. So building standard operating procedures, the SOPs as we say, at all levels helps in ensuring accountability of the stakeholders, including the timeliness of supply, quality assurance. As per the government regulatory authority, we will have to maintain the standards of the milk being supplied, and proper handling, distribution and record maintenance by all these schools is another learning which we have from this program. Markers like anthropometric, bone or dental health or the status of nutrients, etc. are to be developed and regularly measured to understand the impact. Otherwise, the school milk programs, if you don't measure the impact, it will not attain the desired goals. And lastly, let me come to the way ahead. Inclusion of milk in the government safety net programs, such as the public distribution systems we have, it will support the livelihood to farmers and also the ensure nutrition for all. So micronutrient deficiencies is one of the major causes for the prevalent malnutrition. Milk can be used as a medium to make these macronutrients available as per the area specific differences. Currently, India has no standards for fortification of milk with either iodine or iron or zinc or fluoride. Thus, there are international examples which will help us in developing the standards for including these micronutrients in these school milk programs. Lastly, let me say that we want to assure that NDDB will continue to support and promote institutional structures and the arrangements for supporting these school milk programs and also ensure a better tomorrow for our children. Thank you and namaskar.